Hey everyone, Ryan from Next Level Property Investing. Hope you're well. Today we're going to talk about how to increase your income in 12 weeks without the stress. But just before we get started, a couple of reminders. Firstly, join the new podcast, How To Property. We're on Spotify, Google, iTunes and all the major channels. It's been an absolute hit and a great success so far and everyone's loving it. So head over there, got loads of guests coming and I'm sure you'll get loads of golden nuggets and that's exactly what it's designed for. Number two, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Drop me some comments, let me know exactly what you want to hear. Let me know if you like the video. And number three, if you want some free training, head over to nextlevelpropertyinvesting.com/free-training and there's 5 days of free property strategy training on demand inside my academy. Get yourself over there now. So let's dive in. So 12 weeks you've got. In 12 weeks, can you change where you're at now and improve your property portfolio? In my eyes, yes you can. You just need to know how to do it, okay? So the first stage of what you need to do is understand the strategies. I've just given you a way to go and find out all the strategies for free. It's an in-depth training course. Head over and get those strategies. Number two is then putting the research around the strategies. So once you know what the strategies are and where you want to take your direction, obviously in property there's loads of different strategies. So you could look at, rent to rent, you could look at, buy, refurbish, refinance, you could look at lease options as an acquisition model. And then obviously it's how you're going to rent those properties. So are you just going to run them as a standard single let? Are you going to run them as a serviced accommodation operation? Or are you going to run them as a HMO? Everybody's different depending on where you are, how much time you've got to offer your property journey and your property business. And ultimately that'll dictate what strategy you want to go down. So find out first what it is. And then you want to look at the research. So does that strategy work in your area? If it doesn't, are you able to operate in a different area? Can you facilitate traveling or can you leverage other people and make it still work? At the end of the day, there's going to be a cost to using other people. So I would always recommend trying to find a strategy that works within your area to start off with, and only really when you get confident do you then push out of area. So find your strategy and then put the research around that strategy. So you want to be finding out, is it going to work? How much your costs are going to be? What the potential revenue is that's going to come from that venture in that postcode. Once you've done that, it's time to take some action. Once you take action, I'm talking about, finding the deals, speaking to the estate agents, speaking to the landlords, getting direct to vendors to get below market value properties, getting yourself out there, taking the action and getting on some viewings. Viewings are the most important part of the whole puzzle. Viewings are not just about the bricks and mortar. Viewings are about building relationships. And I say this time and time again. If you've been following me for a while, if you've been watching some of my other videos, you'll hear me say it time and time again. Podcast last week, Theo and I talked about it, relationship building, how important, how crucial it is to building your property empire. So you've got to get out there, you've got to go on viewings, you've got to, be having those relationship building sessions, getting in with the right agents, and not just the right agent, the right person in the agency that you talk to time and time again so they bring you the deals. They know you're serious and they know you're going to commit. Getting direct to landlords, working with portfolio landlords, not just single landlords. That's a big thing if you want to scale quickly. Once we've taken the action, we then start to need to analyze the deals. So after you've been on your viewings, you're going to start getting a few opportunities. You're going to start getting some thumbs up. Yeah, I'd like to go ahead, or I'm interested in what you're saying. Tell me more. Send me your offer, that sort of thing. Done correctly, if you do 15, 20 viewings, you should have 1 or 2 deals. And if you do this whole process quickly, you should have 1 deal in your property portfolio within the next 30 days. So if you're not getting deals within 4 weeks of doing all your activity, something's going wrong and you need to assess what you're doing and figure it out and then focus hard on the actions that make the most difference. So that's one of the biggest things and the biggest faults I see. People, they spend, a lot of time researching, they go on a lot of viewings, they speak to a lot of landlords, they pitch estate agents, they make a lot of calls and they don't get anywhere. They're scratching their heads 3, 6, 12 months down the line why they've still not got 1 property on board. If you haven't got 1 property in 4 weeks, you're doing it wrong and you need help. So get on your viewings, get into deal analysis thereafter. With the deal analysis, we want to be checking that particular property at the rental asking price or at the market price that they're selling it for is going to work for our strategy. For me, it's buy, refurbish, refinance if I'm buying assets, so I like to buy below market value. I don't want the money to get stuck and I have certain parameters that I want my money out within a certain time frame so I can recycle that money and buy another asset with it. On the rent to rent side, I want my money out within 6 months maximum, and I want it cash flowing from day one. So we want rent-free periods if possible, no deposits paid, that sort of thing. But it's good negotiation skills that get you there. And again, that in itself is a skill set that needs to be learned with the property game. So once you've been on your viewings, we start to analyse the deals. Once we analyse the deals, we then go into the negotiation phase. The negotiation phase is going to be where you make or break it. So will you get the property on board or will you not? What do you need to do? Do you need to be a bit flexible with your terms? Can we agree rent-free periods, no deposits up front, that sort of thing? And all these pieces of the puzzle need to come together, and ultimately the landlord needs to trust you that you're going to look after their property, or the vendor needs to trust that you're going to commit and go through and complete with the sale. Same with an estate agent. So whatever you're doing, it's all about building trust. Build trust and you'll get far. Get attention on yourself, the money follows attention. So get on your viewings, take the action, start the analysis, do the negotiation. Once we've done the negotiation, obviously we move into setup phase. In an ideal world, we want a bit of lead time where we're not paying any money out. Doesn't always happen, but it's worth trying to get that into your negotiation. So ideally, we want a few weeks to get set up before we actually start having to pay rents, or we start paying mortgage payments or whatever it might be. So we've got to get set up quickly. We've got to be ready. We've got to want to go. Have everything organized. I've got a project checklist. So the minute that we agree a contract with somebody, the project checklist kicks in and we start rattling off what we need to do in terms of setting the properties up, organizing the trades, getting the furniture ordered, whatever it might be for the various strategies that we're going to run on. From that, we minimize our downtime and we maximize the profit that we can get out of that property. We want it cash flowing as soon as possible. So once we've done that, we then go into the remarketing stage. So we're constantly looking for tenants, we're constantly looking for guests, and we're constantly serving the properties, keeping on top of them maintenance wise and just running the whole business. And then from there, you want to start scaling your business. So you want to go from your first property or maybe your next property, and then you want to add another 2 or 3 in, then you want to add another 5 in, and then you want to scale it, And before long, you can quite quickly scale this thing. Some of my mentees have done, anywhere from 5 to 8 properties within the 12 weeks that they've worked with me. So it's all possible, and that's from an absolute standing start. I had a mentee last week, a couple in fact, who they've been on the program 2 weeks and they've got 5 properties on board already signed up. Absolutely amazing achievement, and that tops the records of everyone so far. But it shows what's possible when you focus in the right area and you know what you're doing. So ultimately, get the knowledge, understand where you're going to operate and how you're going to operate, what strategies you're going to go at. Focus on one strategy to start off with, master it, get consistent with it, get a steady flow of deals coming in on that strategy, build all the systems and processes around it to make it an automated business, make sure that you're not going to get dragged into the operations of it. You just want to be acquiring property all the time, and then everybody else below you can run the operations of it so you can focus on acquiring more property. Because ultimately, a property can only cash flow a certain amount of money. Even if you super rent it, it's got its ceiling price of what it's going to cash flow. Yes, it might go up over time, but it's not going to drastically improve. So if you want to improve the profit into your business, you've got to find more property, and ultimately that means you need to be on that acquisition trail all the time. So get after it, get out there. I hope this video helps. As I've said earlier on, head over to the podcast and give that a listen and a subscribe. How to Property. And don't forget to book a strategy call or download the free training over on the website nextlevelpropertyinvesting.com. Have an awesome day, everyone. Take care.